So hi, hello. I hope and I really hope this time the video is okay. I was really excited to bring a guest to the show. Of course, I've never really brought a guest to my show before, and I was really excited. And I really hope this goes well because we have a lot of things to share with you, and we have a lot of do's and don'ts that we want to share and also answer all your questions that you have actually to ask me. Things like how does the recruiter and recruitment agency work, what does they do exactly, and why doesn't HR in a company do whatever they are supposed to do, why they need to hire a third party, or do I as a candidate need to pay anything if I get this job. So all these questions that you have thrown to me, I hear you, and this is the perfect platform because we've got a guest who is team lead recruiter herself, Miss Sharmila Devi, who is a team lead recruiter in Inter-Island Recruitment Agency. For last year, she has actually achieved the highest commission achiever. So I'm sure she's really good in what she does. That's why she can achieve such a good accolade. So without wasting a lot of time, let me invite and get her in. Hi.
Hi everyone. Sorry for the issues just now. Having
So,
problem with my Wi-Fi, I guess. Is it clear now?
oh, it's totally fine as long as it's okay right now. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it's good. I can hear you quite very well. So
Mhm.
those who still having issues, please write in the comment box so that I can know. As before we actually get live into this broadcast, I've introduced you who would be our guest for today. So this is Sharmila, and it's going to be a really cool session, an interactive session, because I've collected all your questions. Things like some of you are not even sure what exactly recruiter and recruitment agency do, and you are like, why doesn't HR in a company do that? Why do they need to hire another person to do this particular job? So all these questions will be answered, and if you have any question, feel free to write in your comments. We will try to answer those questions as well. So Sharmila, how are you? Thank you for
I'm
doing this
very
for
good.
me.
No problem. I'm very good. So how are you?
I'm fine. I'm actually very excited for our live. It's been quite sometime since I actually got uh, the
Yeah.
last I went was last month. So I'm quite excited. And anyway, doing this with you is going to be very nice lah. Okay, let's see. I've actually collected some of the questions, which also I shared with you previously. All these questions are from myself, and some of them have actually sent me message privately. So
Mhm.
first of all, this question is a very common question. Most
Okay.
of them ask like, why do we need to have a recruitment agency to do what HR is supposed to do, and how does this work? Can you explain a little bit about it?
Actually, recruitment agency, we will receive job orders. So when we receive job orders, we will have the requirements, the skills, what type of skills they need to apply that particular position. But what we do is we are very particular in finding the best possible candidate. So we will make sure we will filter the best possible candidate, and we will make sure the candidate that we filtered, and we will pre-interview the candidate before we pass it over to the HR manager of that particular company. Yeah. So basically, the job of a recruitment agency would be matchmaking. Um, they will try to get the best possible candidate from the given requirement. So that is called job order. So that in that job order, we will have all the requirement needed by a candidate. Yes.
Okay, so great. Thank you very much. So this is another thing that I want to share to all of you as well. A recruitment agency plays actually a very big role. Sometimes HR do not have time or capacity to do all the shortlisting, screening, interviewing. So we kind of like HR kind of depend on recruitment agency, and we believe and trust them to do the first-hand decision making for us, for the HR. I know I'm still calling myself like HR, although I'm not in the line anymore. But yes, that's what recruitment agency do. So don't take recruitment agency very lightly, because they would do the first hand screening. If they feel that you're not suitable, you already failed the first part itself. And another thing that I think this is I would like to ask your opinion as well, Sharmila. I know that recruitment agency and recruiter will give a lot of tips and ideas, and also you may give this first hand training on how they need to groom themselves. Do you do that as a recruiter
Yes,
and
yes.
recruitment agency?
Yes, we
Okay.
do that because we will actually first we will filter the best possible candidate, and then I will do some phone interviews with them. So if I find this candidate is really suitable for that particular job, so we will invite for the first stage of interview to our office. So in our office, so we have many rooms and for interview rooms. So in the interview room, before the interview even start, I will actually do a pre-interview with the candidate. So I want to see how passionate is the particular candidate in applying that job. So once I know this candidate is really passionate about the job, so next is I will give the tips, and maybe I will try to explain what is actually the client is looking for. So that's how we help the candidate, so that they can actually can know how what is the job requirement before they attend the interview section.
Okay, that's really good. So you as a recruiter, you have, I'm sure you have seen so many candidates and job seeker that are actually looking for job. And from your experience, I'm sure that you have weird and funny experience of some candidates, or maybe you feel that this shouldn't happen. This is it is a mistake that shouldn't happen. Why does job seeker still doing this particular mistake? Do you want to share some of the situation or scenario with us?
Yes, yes, I will definitely share. But this is like very common mistake. I mean, the candidate will apply jobs, but they will actually send in a Microsoft Word paper, just a single paper, and then they'll just say, "I'm applying for a job." So this is very unprofessional, because when you're applying for a job, you have to actually prepare in either PDF or Microsoft Word or any professional software. It's really improper to actually just take a picture of the resume and just WhatsApp it to the recruiter or HR. It's always professional to email, or even if you're having LinkedIn profile, you can actually connect there, and then you can send the resume with a proper introduction of yourself. It's not like you just take a picture and just send it to the recruiter. It's really improper. And the second thing, I will come across very funny email address, which is unprofessional also. So I really advise all the candidates to create a professional email address for only a job application. It's okay, you can actually use this email address in future, but make sure it's professional, because you're applying a job. So make sure it's something that you give a first attention to the recruiter or the HR. Yeah, it's your image actually.
Okay, yes, actually, I never thought of it. I've also came across candidates that were using like a crazy something something underscore
Sometimes.
numbers with full of numbers, which is really unprofessional. These are really good tips, Sharmila. Sometimes we do not really give importance to email address, because you will be like, oh, I've been using this for years, so I'll just use it. But that's your first hand communication. That's where you need to send your formal application and documents from,
Yeah.
and you need to put your email address in your resume as well. So you need to give a professional, a good image, isn't it? And
Yes.
you were saying that the candidates just snapshot, take a picture of their resume and send to you, is it?
Yes, that is still
Wow.
happening. Some candidates.
Wow. Even the young market, not the old, people, or even the young generation, they do that.
Yes, they do. They are really lazy. So when you're seeking for a job, it's really important to put your effort. Every effort counts. So don't be lazy in creating a very attractive resume. When I say attractive, it doesn't mean you have to have fancy words, but it's really important to have a proper resume in a PDF with all the skills and your experience, which when you send the resume, it's really attract the HR or the recruiter. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, talking about resume, let's go to the next question, commonly asked question. Just
Okay.
now we were talking about common mistakes. I'm sure there are many other mistakes we can talk, like specifically interview mistakes, resume mistakes. So let's talk about resume first. When you look at your resume, because you will be receiving a lot of resume, so when you look at resume, what do you look for in a resume?
The first thing, right, when we receive the job order, we will have all the requirements and the skills needed. So what we will do, we will straight away will look for the skills and the experience and the background of the candidate. So when you're actually doing a resume, it's really important to avoid all the long essays and try to come up with a point form in a very brief, but you actually are very clear in the way you are explaining about your background and skills. So when the first when the resume is on the hand of the recruiter, they can already know what's your experience, what your skills, and whether you're suitable for the job. And in some case, we also filter the resume from the JobStreet software and some other softwares. So what we do, we actually use the keywords such as maybe we need a candidate with pivot table experience, VLOOKUP skills. So we'll just search using the key word, and then we will the all the resumes will pop up. So it's really important to actually do your resume in a very efficient method, in 1 or 2 pages will do. Just avoid all the long essays and just make it simple and brief, so that when the interviewer look at it, they really know already whether you are suitable for the position or not. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That actually resonates my first or second live that I went previously, which when I talked about resume. Yes, keep it short and concise, but you know that you need to put all the information that you need. Remember, guys, I was talking about you need to do a background research on the job that you need to apply. This is what you need to do. Like you need to find out what are the common keywords or the common skill set that is needed for the particular job. If you have it, highlight it and do not forget to include your skills that is needed for the job in your resume, because as you can see, this is not from me but from the recruiter herself. That's how they do their analysis whether this candidate is suitable for the job or not, by using the keyword. If you have the particular skills, for example, we look up, but you may maybe you forgot or you think it's not important and you did not include it in your resume, you may not even be considered for the position even when you have the skills.
True.
So skills is not only you are having it, but you need to put it on and sell yourself and market yourself. How do you do that? Put it on paper so that people can find you. So this is how recruiter will find you. And this is how you need to leverage your LinkedIn as well. Correct or not, Sharmi? If you want to find someone through LinkedIn, that's how you will do, right? You will find using
Yes.
the keyword research as well. The same way, use your LinkedIn efficiently. Put in all your keywords or put in all your skill set. Research the job that you want to apply, and then make sure you match at least 70 to 80% of the job skills that they need.
Yes, true.
Correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
LinkedIn is really effective at the moment. So if you haven't active in LinkedIn, please update your LinkedIn profile. Make sure all the skills and awards that you receive before, make sure you update, and then make sure you be active in the LinkedIn. Keep on connecting with all the HR recruiters. For example, you are looking for IT jobs, connect with all the HR recruiter of ITs, and then maybe if they are looking for some candidates, try to connect with them and talk with them, chat with them with a proper manner. So I'm sure somehow you'll get the feedback from LinkedIn better than any other jobs right now. It's really helpful. Yeah.
Oh, that's a really good tip, Sharmi. Use LinkedIn. I do not know. I haven't like talked about this enough. I feel that the more I talk about LinkedIn, the more I want to talk about it because it's that efficient. Candidates
Yeah.
and job seekers that are looking for job, please use LinkedIn, but don't make it look like you're so desperate for the job. But use networking effectively, right? Like how Sharmila said, if you want to go into IT, you can actually search IT recruiter or recruiter for this IT firm or you go and find HR from a particular company that you are interested in, and you connect with them. The way you connect with them, whenever you see an opening, you can actually just ping them and ask them, hey, I want to know more about this position, can you share with me? And I'm sure as a recruiter will be more than happy to see your effort wanting to know more about the position, right? And most probably they will be more than willing to help you to get maybe the interview to see whether you are actually suitable or not. So it's
Yes.
effort that counts.
Yes, and connect with all the career coaches. You will receive a lot of tips. They will literally share every day. Every day, even I'm every day I'm reading all the tips. It's really helpful for me as well. So my advice is be active in LinkedIn. Spend at least 20 minutes every day. I'm sure you will learn something. And
Yes,
one more
that's
thing,
what I do.
always
Even
sorry, one more thing, always
yeah, yeah,
engage
continue.
with the post, try to comment on all the posts, so make yourself attentive at the
Known.
moment, because uh, yeah, many candidates, right, they actually have LinkedIn but they are not active. Make use of the platform. Yeah.
Yes, I want to share at this point of time is LinkedIn is a very, very, very dynamic platform. Meaning to say, when I say dynamic platform, you don't need to waste a lot of time in, paying for ads. You don't have to waste a lot of money paying for ads and doing a lot of things to make sure your platform is reached by others. The only way you will get reached in LinkedIn is by engaging. So that's what Sharmila is saying. Yes, it is tried and tested. The more you engage with other people's posts, the more your posts will get the same amount of reach, right? I'm not sure
Yes.
if you went for my previous live where I shared about write more in LinkedIn as well. Show yourself as a subject matter expert. If you're some experienced candidate, for example, you have 2 or 3 years experience, you have some experience, just write, you don't have to write a long essay, just a small post, just how you do your Facebook status post, right? The same way, but you kind of be more active in the platform and go to okay, recruiters, for example, if you know you're following certain recruiters and you want to apply in the company, engage in their posts so that they see your name and they will be very familiar with you, right? So when you approach them, they would be, oh, I know this person. This person always comments in my post. So they will see you as a friend, you see.
Yes, true.
Okay, we have a question
Adding
here.
on to your
Should we make
point.
it, yes,
Hello.
hello? Yeah,
Adding
yeah,
on to your
continue.
okay, adding on to your point, right? I see some candidates, they even share their failure in the LinkedIn. Even you went for an interview but you didn't pass the interview, you can share your experience in the LinkedIn. It's really a good thing to do. The thing is, you must be active in the LinkedIn actually, and you and you try to add on all the volunteerism activity that you did before. I know some of the fresh grads don't have much experience, but my advice is also share your volunteerism activities. Volunteerism activities is something that is your attitude. It's not something that you do for money, so people will look at all this. So make it a platform that is really beneficial for your future use. Yes.
Oh yeah, that's really good tips, especially for the fresh graduate, like you explained, right? Those who always tell me, there's some of you guys actually will message me saying that, oh, I'm a fresh grad, I do not have experience, what should I do? People are not looking at my resume because I don't have experience, and I don't know what to include in my resume. This is what you need to include. Get yourself active in any organization, volunteerism, or even do multiple internship. Do you guys know such thing as multiple internship? You can do it. It's just not practice, or it's not common here, but you can always do multiple internship, and that's where you gain your experience, right?
Yes.
So Sharmi, we have a question here. Should we make use of the LinkedIn easy apply option, or should we apply through their official website?
We can use every platform or every opportunity given in the LinkedIn. You can even apply formally through the company website in the LinkedIn, or the most efficient way is through the HR itself, because that particular HR is in charge for the position. So when they post the job, so it's really good for you to approach them rather than you actually applying the company, because company will respond, but it might take some time, because many people will apply one shot. So company will reply, the reply from company might be delayed, but when you actually personally contact the person that posts that job is faster. So my advice is to actually connect with all the HR and recruiters, and you see the job post from them, and you connect with them, and you apply through messenger, I mean in their chat box. Actually, you can send your resume there, and then drop a very small note like an introduction of yourself, just straight to your point, what job you're applying for and why you are the suitable candidate.
Okay, that's good. And yeah, now since there's like a LinkedIn, there's no more excuses of you guys saying that you do not know how to connect with the HR in charge or the recruiter in charge. You can already see the name of the person who is in charge of the particular job posting. So that's how you need to connect. So there's no more like, I'm not sure who's behind this particular recruitment. Last time, what we used to do, we used to take the phone and ask the company like, who's in charge of this in this position. I just want to know more about this position. That type of effort that we used to do last time, but you guys don't even need to do that, because you have LinkedIn. That's so easy and it's so effective. Okay, I have another question actually from a candidate asking that when a candidate or job seeker use a recruitment agency, do they candidate need to pay anything to the recruitment agency if they get the job?
It depends on the recruitment agency. Like my recruitment agency in Thailand, we don't charge anything, because we take the fees from the particular company, not from the candidate. But I also heard some recruitment agency, they do charge for the candidate once they got the job. But my advice is be careful, because many scams is going on. Don't pay before you get the job, before you meet the person in person. So make sure you are really aware of the scams going on before you using any recruitment agency. Make sure you search for their JTK number in the website. Make sure it's a legit recruitment agency. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yes, talking about scam, yes, guys, yes, you can use recruitment agency, but really be really careful, especially when they ask you upfront payment first, because I think like 80% of the recruitment agency, they don't really require the candidate and job seekers to pay, because as Sharmila said, it's usually from the company. But if they ask you to pay, there's something that you need to be careful. Find out more about them, find out Google about them to know whether they are scam or not. And make sure you guys are interviewing in an office. Usually they have a proper office. If you guys just interview in Starbucks, maybe there might be some recruiters doing that, but it's really rare in my opinion.
Yeah,
um
true.
okay, so what else? Okay, so that was more about LinkedIn, and we covered a bit of resume. Do you have anything more to add on resume tips or common mistakes or anything that you think that they should avoid or should know regarding
um
resume? Oh,
in
I
your
think we have.
resume, stop lying. Don't put fake information, because
Oh,
somehow we will find it out. So make sure you are really honest, no matter what experience, skills you have. Make sure you write it in honest way, because I do come across a candidate, they don't have that particular skills, but they do state in the resume. But when we interview, they say, no, actually I really don't know, but I just copy paste from Google. So avoid doing this type of mistake. Even I do come across one degree student. Actually, he's still studying degree, but he already state in the resume that he has finished his degree. So for the particular position that he applied, we require someone with degree cert already. So when I interview him, he said he is still studying for the degree. So it's really important to be
wow.
honest, because it's your first impression. Don't fake it. Okay. And
Yes,
then
yes. And do you know, recruitment agency, they are very small circle of, they're like a group. So you actually create a bad impression in one recruitment agency. Usually many recruitment agency will know about you as well. So do not do this.
yes. And then when you're putting the reference, make sure that person is someone you really know, maybe someone you worked with before, so that when the recruiter or the HR call the reference, that the reference number that you give is someone that can talk positive about you. So make sure the reference for the fresh grads, I advise you can give your FIP, I mean final year project lecturer, or any
Mm.
lecturer that is really close to you. But make sure you inform them that I'm actually putting your name in the reference. Is it okay? So make sure you really check on the reference, because we as a recruiter, we will call and check about the candidate background, attitude, and everything, because it's really important. Once the candidate is being placed in the particular company, we don't want any issues, any discipline issues. So it's really important to put a good reference in your resume.
Yes, correct. For the fresh graduate, make sure you inform your supervisors because they might be supervising around like 30 each class. So maybe they have two or three class. They might not remember you. So like go to them and just tell them like is it fine that I put your name and so from this class so that they remember you and they kind of know about you rather than someone imagine Sharmila calling and she's like, I don't know this person, I don't even remember this person. So
Yeah,
how to show your credibility? And don't put in your uncle or sister or brother's name because we will find out anyway.
yeah, true.
you know um, we will find out. You might think like how, but yes, we will find out. We have our ways to find out that. So yeah, that's regarding resume. Don't lie. Do proper background check of your resume. Get someone to check your resume for you for any typo. You don't want any typo in your resume. That's going to create a really really bad impression. And yes, the references, the email. We have covered the email. Another thing, make sure for those experienced candidates, if let's say you had two or three jobs before, right? Make sure you put your uh, job or your title there. Don't just like write, like Shamia said, don't make it
Yeah.
like an essay. Like I did this, without like a proper job title. We want to know what were you, what position, what is your expertise. So don't make it like an essay. We do not have time to look through the resume. That's an essay.
The format is easy,
Have
just
you?
your position title and the company name. So that's it. No need to write any essay. And then one more thing, don't include the reason of leaving in resume unless the interviewer asks in the any interview section. Maybe you can talk about it, but don't talk something negative about your previous company, regardless you have any bad experience. But don't trash your previous employees, because it's actually will carry your image as a candidate. Because no matter what happened previously, but it's really important to be positive always. Don't talk anything negative about your previous employers. Yes.
Yes, even though in resume or even in interview, it's really, really, really important to you have the positive attitude. Even though you have a bad experience, you just can say that, oh, there's culture. The culture doesn't really fit my expectation. That's it, easy as that. You don't have to say, oh, the boss is like this, the manager is like this, the company treatment. You don't have to go so detailed in the interview session or in your resume itself. Don't, as Sharmila said, don't put a lot of negativity in your resume as well as in your interview. Okay, so next, so we have covered LinkedIn resume. We have covered quite extensively. If you have any question, you can still ask because now we are going to go to the next most important thing, in my opinion, is the interview. So as you know, recruiters will also interview the candidate, especially the first interview will be done by the recruiters. So can you share with me, Sharmila, especially the do's and don'ts and also some common mistake done in an interview?
Okay, yes, preparation is most important. So before you going for any interview, it's really important to be fully prepared. But due to reason MCO, most of the interview is being carried out online. So when it comes to online interview, the interview is going to carry out tomorrow. make sure one day before you already prepare in what platform the interview is going to be conducted. Some companies use Skype, some Zoom, some Microsoft Teams. So it's really important for you to download the app or software, and then you try to test the audio and the video, so that not during the 5 minute before interview you are testing. So it's really very important to be really prepared before the interview. Another thing, even though it's an online interview, it's really important for you to wear formal and then to be professional as well. Another thing is always prepare fully before the interview. Don't like when people ask about the background of the company, you are not fully aware about this common asked question, because I do come across when I ask about the background of the company, the candidate still don't know how to answer. It's really important to do your research, do your homework, try to get some interesting facts about the company, so that the HR will know, oh, you really did your research and you are really passionate about this job. So that's why you actually research about this company. So it's really important to do your research first on hand. And another thing, do practice. That's most important. Before you are going to go for the interview section, do practice in front of the mirror. I don't know, maybe you can do practice in front of your parents or someone that really give you motivation. Is really important to practice, because no matter how much you memorize, it's really important to practice first. I really discourage people to memorize points, but you must actually talk from your heart. It's all about your experience, your life experience. So I don't think so you have to memorize anything, but you have to be confident. You cannot you cannot do that at all, because in the first 5 minutes a recruiter will know this is a suitable candidate or not. So the confidence level, the passionate is really important when you're applying for a job. I know for due to the recent outbreak, it's really hard to find job, but make sure you find job 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and do your full effort in looking for a job, because there is a company's hiring. Okay, you have to look into essential industries, they are hiring. And I also just got a job from essential industry. So it's really important to keep looking for a better opportunity in life. Don't ever give up, and don't ever give up on your passion. Yes, keep trying.
Congratulations, Sharmi. Okay, that's an interesting thing that Sharmi shared. I was just waiting for this. The way Sharmi got her job is amazing. She actually had an end goal that she want to apply for this particular company. She was really interested in this particular company that she was targeting, and she knows the requirement, and it's a very peculiar requirement that they have. That's normally other company they wouldn't have this particular requirement, and in order to fit that requirement, she was not in that requirement yet, but she really worked very hard to get into that requirement, and she was really, the HR in the company were really impressed of her effort to be able to fit to the requirement. So congratulations, you really deserve that with all the effort that you put.
So it's simple. It's
So
when you give your 100% effort, sure you will get whatever you are actually looking for. So don't ever give up. Maybe today is hard for you, but someday you'll get the job you are dreaming for. So don't give up.
that's a really good, very good tips. There are a few points that I need to highlight here. You can memorize, but make sure the conversation is very natural and it's from the heart. How do you do that? You practice so that it comes to you naturally. Maybe some of the key points like numbers, the companies, you need to remember certain numbers or whatever percentage. You need to memorize that, but you do not have to memorize it word by word. You just have to go, have someone in front of you and practice with them. I'm sure there are many of them that would be willing to practice with you. Or worst come to worst, just go in front of a mirror and just do your practice, so that you can see your facial expression and you can see whether do you look like shocked or do you look natural. Make sure it's very natural. Guys, it's just a job interview. It's not something that's life threatening. You can do this, but the only way you can do this is by practicing and getting it right, and have passionate on in the job that you're applying. Don't, like Sharmila said, if let's say the HR or recruiter ask you about the company that you're applying for, you cannot be saying like, oh, this is the company that I'm applying for, I don't remember, I just applied. You cannot say that. You need to know something about the company. So yes,
True.
do your background research.
Yeah, what I come
uh
across is really like keep on apply 100 position a day, but they don't know what they're applying for. It's really important to know your background, your skills, and then you apply for the particular job. So don't simply apply for jobs. Make sure you're really a suitable candidate for the particular job.
Yes, that's why I've been advising don't waste your time applying a lot, hundreds of jobs, but get maybe just 10 or 15 jobs, but you tailor, you really target your resume, your LinkedIn, your whatever, your personal branding to fit the job. You get yourself ready for the next job that you want to apply. That's what I always advise. Have a strategy and get yourself ready to apply for uh, the job that you are really passionate about.
At the
So,
moment, you can actually brush up your skills by learning all the online free skills, that digital marketing or whatever skill. Even in YouTube you have all the Microsoft Excel skill, because you see I'm not from a HR background, so when it comes to this particular job we have some requirements, so I'm actually still practicing, and I'm still learning to be a good HR in future. So it's really important to do your learning and keep on learning. Don't give up. So I'm sure you will receive your award soon.
that's amazing. From someone that was not from HR background, you have actually received the highest commission achiever last year. That's really amazing, guys. So it's not necessarily that you need to have a certain skill set. Then only you can, get a particular award or go to a particular position. That's why there's a lot of training courses. You can upskill yourself. You just have to invest your time and maybe a bit of money to get yourself skilled enough for the position that you really want. Okay, I don't. I think yeah, it's good. It's going to be the end of the session. I don't know why Sharmi is stuck like that, but it's fine. Um, I just wanted to ask some last words from Sharmi before we end this session, but I think the video is stuck. So, guys, I really hope this session was really informative and you've got a lot of tips from the recruiter herself. So, you can go to recruitment agency, but always remember to impress them because they will be the first-hand person that will present you to the company that you might be interested on. And maybe you guys also can just approach a recruiter even without having a job position or job opening at the moment, because the particular recruiter can hold your resume and keep your resume for any future opening that they have. So you can always do that if you do not have any open position at the moment that you want to apply. Other than that, since there's no more question from the comment session, I think we'll end the session. Um, wait, Sharma is here. Let me just connect her, and then I'll ask some last words.
So, sorry, connection problem.
It's okay. Because we're just going. I was just explaining to them that it's going to be the end of the session anyway. So
Okay.
any last words from you before we end this session to the job seekers and candidates?
Um, just keep on putting your effort, trying to improve your resume. You can reach Anu for the guidance of resume writing or any career advice. Keep on learning, and even in YouTube we have many videos, so keep on learning new skills so that it will add value for your resume, so you can talk about it in interview section in future. So even you don't have any experience, but when the interviewer is impressed with the way you are explaining your communication skill, all this actually take in count. So don't ever give up, and then make it a job searching as a 9 to 5 job until you get a proper job.
That's a really good tip. Yes, make sure job seeking, make job seeking a full time job until you get a full time job. So yes,
Yes.
that what Sharmila trying to say is that you need to put effort. You cannot not put effort and achieve your dream job. You must put your own effort and then the recruiter will be putting maybe another half of their effort to help you out. So that's how it works. Everyone need to put their equal efforts. So yes, guys, do reach out to me if you have any queries and questions. And I'm also opening up a very special slot. It's a 1 hour coaching slot for you. Usually I only will have a full 6 week coaching session, but I'm sure some of you may want to have a specific question answered. Do reach me out because I'm opening up 1 hour slot. I'll give a special discount price just for you guys. So do reach me. And good luck in your job search. And I hope that we would meet up soon in another life. Thank you, Shalmi, for doing this
Okay.
with me. And good
Thank
luck.
you. Good luck to you. Bye.
Bye. Thanks.